Hello, everybody. Welcome back into another stream. Even though I was usually don't do that sometimes probably Q&A, but most of the time I did streams on Saturdays doing ranks about and discover having a mystery solved the details currently what's going on. But the reason why because I was trying to get this thing edited of videos I've been working on, so I apologize for that. So yeah, welcome back to another stream of part 8. Well, not part 8, part 9 I'm at. I'm at the part 9. I'm at the part 9 on that one. Because, you know, his father was racist. You probably know. So yeah, welcome back to 9. They call me Shamer. So yeah, even though I still hear a lot of bungoys. Well, before I get started, um, yeah, it's a lot of snows going on. You know, I had to record it because it snows. Yeah, but yeah, today we're gonna continue on discovery about it because I know a lot of people has been talking about it every single day. Even though it's behind the scenes with Hollywood nowadays, sometimes it's ups and downs, but at the same time, it's not even the same like it used to be. So, yeah, guys, you support it again. If you guys didn't, please check it out. Um, so yeah. So yeah, let's get started with this swing again. You know, and most we did every Saturdays on the swing. So let's get started. What's good, guys? What's good? Here we go. What's going on? So yeah, everybody has been talking about this Netflix once again. Like the guys he been quiet about, and I did a lot of research of it somewhere. Some of the leaks, like a while back when I did some leak starts, and I've been spoken about this what's going on. I would have had to share a screen for you guys, but I've heard and seen that Warner Brothers, and I did make a short films, not short films, but short videos of the stockholders that one of them actually voted on it to let Paramount give them a chance, because you know that's another why that the boss, because they don't realize it has to be by the DOJ, and so many people don't realize the Comcast who blocked and told them no, they always seen it that Netflix has been lying the whole time. Like I knew it was going to happen, but at the same time, they they're started offering them. We always know this, but we're still going to continue it because we still need to say this innocently, including IPs, cinema, and more a lot of stuff. Because and not only that, I just heard that James Cameron. I know a while back that you guys probably know that I've seen about James Cameron that really started making some links on Netflix, and he should have exposed them. He should have exposed Netflix, but the actor, and I don't know, you guys probably noticed this. It's really shocking for you guys. Mark Wamble, who plays Marvel, who plays Hunk, Oh man, I know you guys gonna be very disappointed that you guys heard that an actor who plays Honk from Marvel's Avengers is already saying, and I don't understand about it. Even though he became the worst actor, that he's still defending on Netflix. But I don't understand about this. And we all explained so many times why we against Netflix. Look it up, and people like Warren always knows that you want the money. And here's that he as we say for March. I would have shared some you right now because I don't understand why the actor who fought on James Cameron about this because James Cameron who's still at Avatar does has a point about this, and he's a long-signing cinema. A while back at the time, like a few months ago, he did some blank about Netflix. And I gotta agree with him because Netflix trying to be exclusivated because of what the Comcast always said about it. And I don't understand about this. This is happening right now. Like we literally said that we don't need people to win. But James Cameron, who cares about cinema, who's also signed with Paramount. This is the reason why we have to keep fighting if we want the industry and the logos to be back and over again like we used to have. Sorry, I was funny. Like we used to have. But all I'm saying is this can never get any better if Netflix dare to touch it. Because all we need is certain bad actors like Mark. Well, he also became bad actor. And I don't understand why that he just literally step up to defend this guy and just realize I get it when we all swing and said, I mean it's okay for this but at the same time this guy, Netflix and this guy who's in charge of Netflix still defending it. Still always get mad. You know what? They also be mad about it, so yeah. That's why we gotta continue on that until we find out a real truth about what's going on. That's what we hear about. Cause I don't understand. And another thing, then I hear about these people again. They keep think it's over. It's not even over. I've said it multiple times. It's not even over. And we all know it's over until it's over by the government, DOJ, who picked the company actually trusts Warner Brothers. And the reason why we said it is Paramount because they're the one they actually saved it. I personally want MGM, but we're going to talk about this late afterwards, after the deals get because my projects, you probably know that I've been focused on entertaining stuff to work on my project by working scripts. But that's not the case. The point is that we all want the entertainment stuff and we want to be had an opportunity to be a part of this to get these fans what we want. That's what we wanted. Not only that, YouTube, cinema, and DVD physical medias. That's what we wanted. Is to be part of this and part of to get the fans what we want. And the Paramount really cares about it because they care about it so much. We said it a lot of times, and I still think that these bad Tosket people on that side defending Netflix, they need to wake up and stop being so rude. I mean, I feel like these suckers, and I don't mean you guys in the comments. I mean, I want to break it down. I want to break it down and explain to you guys, like us, as good fans and bad fans, who is became taught to support them. The good fans that cares about physical media, that going on, the good fans, the good people, the good fans who cares about physical media and will entertain your stuff that we all join watching on. And especially when we go over there that we want it, we give it when we want it, especially watching movies and TV shows when we also watch like Paramount. Not only that, certain franchise that we are the biggest fan of that actually cares about it, that we had a rights to have our own opinions. That's what we wanted. That is the will that we go on that, but making it cares about storylines, acting, drama, romance, comedy, you name it. That's what good fans. The bad fans, on the other hand, that you're trying to want it and don't realize about swing, and you're trying to force us and tell us to forget about it. And especially that you want us to go in with Netflix. Those are bad. Notice the difference between the good people and the bad people. The bad, and again, let me break it down with the bad people. The bad people who support Netflix, who became toxic and think that the guy needs, like, the 4KO. I'm still going to talk to him and start ranking about him. Needs just for himself. Like, you still am literally on James Gunn, not James Gunn, James Conner, James Cameron. Like, James Cameron, man. James Cameron. Like, he has the right to have his own opinion about it, man. This dude had the right to have his own opinion. I said it a multiple freaking times already. This dude has a point about it because he cannot get with the DDers that has been collecting in the first place. Like Netflix. That is the issue that I had it with Netflix. Because they still get angry, and you know what? That's the reason why we have to keep going swing and keep fighting. If we're going to get Paramount to fight it. Now, I was going to share you guys, but at the same time, the actor makes me very disappointed right now that you want to be signed with Netflix for what reason? Because James Cameron has his right to have an opinion. And I still think that he still wanted for no reasons to mess up anything. And Netflix, I feel like Netflix is still making excuse, and they always lie about it. Because you know what? This is the reason why Paramount is definitely come up with a lot of money. They're going to still come up with that. And they already beat them with, let's say, 78 billion. No, it's $78 billion that they offer them. They got to get hired. This is not about hired at. This is not about the NOIs get hired. It's about you hire this one. Like, come on, man. Do you have any ideas? What's your opinion about this Paramount? I saw the news that they had been panned, so technically it is safe. And yes, a lot of it's going to. I said it like, yeah, and I always agree because it's going to affect a lot of people. People are going to go astray. I said it twice and twice. It's going to affect a lot of people about it. And I'm not. This is the reason why we cannot let this happen. I talked to some friends of mine. A while back, I had friends of mine who was originally going to have all my friends together have this meeting about this, and we gotta have this plan out to make this all message to everybody who wants this, that we need to go on strike against them if we want to see them. But Netflix, yes, they should be scared. Because you know why? And I gotta agree with you on that one. Technically, and I gotta agree with that one because they've been warned so many times, especially Congress, um, the office, the people who runs things like the federal and the EOJ. Yeah, Netflix is in trouble right now. They've been warned and so many times already. That's why we kept fighting and fighting. And Paramount actually made it clear about this. And he offered them, and I'm gonna make this really clear for the Warner Brothers, the people who's in charge of this, they offer you so many money. They Snyder's Win should be ashamed of themselves. Like they offer you more money than Netflix because you know how it is with stockholders. They should have just really stick with Paramount because they offered them more money. That just proves Paramount Skydance is actually better. Offers actually better than them. Not only that, but a lot of stuff they doing good that cares about the fans and audience. That we go and watch it. But yeah, point is for Netflix, it stayed for Paramount. But Netflix on the other hand, they should be getting a lot of trouble, and the consequences are very clear that they should be in trouble because they've been warned for. Okay, so you guys probably remember the other day that we've been watched that I was explaining you guys about them ruining it. That they have testified, and two people or a few of them actually spoke about this, and that is the office, the DOJ. I think it's a federal, but I can't pronounce it. The Congress, the Congress actually voted no on Netflix, and they know they're going to get what. And I just know it a while back. Now it's going to be having nightmares for them. Netflix is. I knew it's going to happen because their nightmares is already to start beginning. And I said to myself, their nightmares is already beginning. Because if they keep this up, something is really going to happen. And fans who support Netflix, they're gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to stuck it up. It's like politics, man. Every time. Like I'm sorry to say this, man, but it's the only way to get Paramount. Again, this is the reason why we don't like politics. And you know, my friends and I have been talking about this. That's why we're voting it. I think it was. I think it was politics that messed up for Paramount. I wouldn't say anything about that, but here he is. He's still here. Kelly is. Oh yeah, Kelly is still here. I think it was the pawns that mess up. True, but still, if we hit true, I don't think it's really true. But I don't think I have to agree with that. Who wants to watch futures IPs on Netflix? I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't. And you know that. We all know that. Because if you had watched the news and I watched a lot of people complain about this, you could ask anybody. You can ask, um, let's see, people had already been complaining about the snide, one of the snipers, but I'm gonna be honest about the people who want the Snyderverse on Netflix. It's never gonna happen because Paramount does actually want it. Netflix is actually working. One, I'm gonna have to disagree once again, and I'm sorry to say this, but I disagree. Like, you haven't been looking on the news. This lately, I had to disagree. But everybody's voting on it. The reason why you haven't been watching the news this lately, because you can go and ask anybody. They can tell you it's true. Like, even though it's politics, but I don't think it's actually true for Paramount to mess them up. Sure, they had any issues with that, but accordingly, my team and my friends are voting for Paramount because of, let's see, how many people did I, as friends, team did I as a vote? And I had to warn you, a lot of these people will want, and even though you were voting for that, and I expect your opinion about it, but I gotta say, a lot of people is not gonna be like that idea. You know, they're gonna start hating it, and especially my team. You know, that's why my team is actually go for one of them actually vote for Comcast, but for us, we'll also stick with Paramount because that's the only way to save cinema and physical media with DVDs. That's what we all want. We want knowledge, and we don't like woke very much. As politics, they always want to push genius right now. If you don't believe me, then believe it. Then you can go watch the guy's video about it. He can actually explain to you about it. Even though there's this guy. That you said the woke card coaching one that was like shit. And to be very honest about this, I had to agree with Feel My Dream. And I gotta agree with you on that one because they've been forging on kids. It's had proof, but it's not what we thought we was. They are legends, but the thing about it is, that you don't understand about it. Netflix has changed. According to certain people, they changed because you haven't do a lot of research in it, or you don't realize anything. You got to understand and realize that we were trying to say about it. The cartoon, if you don't believe it, look how they did with Stranger Things. One person actually made it, not only for Stranger Things, these that it's not got to do with politics. It's them. According to one of my fans that you should watch them how they do, it's actually them. And if you don't believe it, and I know a lot of people want the Snyderverse, you know, but I will have to see this guy in video because he does have a point about it. But the thing about it is, we just want it the back the way that it used to be. Because if it goes to that one, guess what? For the Snyderverse from DC for years, then you know how it is. And then my friend probably say no, they want that. But again, I'm still in the midst with that. But yeah, it is will go on net. It is really will go on Netflix. because according to certain people on that I watched the other day, the guy in his office, you know, the guy in his office, Congress, there were actually two people who was in his office in it that testified on testimonies Netflix or testimony Netflix actually disagreeing, don't even like what's doing, and they always revealing it and they're working on that. So that's the way with the truth. So Warner Brothers is actually giving them a week. So when I work on there for Point, I think Warner Brothers, I think for Paramount actually making about 80, not 80, but if hopefully how much did Paramount estimate more after 10 days? They're going to be offered because last time they make more than that, and I know they're going to make a lots of money. I'll see over 108.4 or point one something. It depends of the government, federal, and DOJ. But accordingly, fans already agree about this and disagree with you. Because that's why I'm going to send Kevin this video. You know how it is. But for us, I'm going to be real with you. I'm very pissed off about this whole situation about this. I'm still do because every time it just doesn't even make any sense. Oh man, my heater went off. Okay, sorry about it, guys. I was working on something. Nice. Got to work. Hiya! 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 Okay, this is perfect. Sorry, I was checking on that. Anyways, let's get back to the stuff I know any of you guys mentioned about it. Now, here's the thing that I'm about to send some of you, but Easton's knows about it, and people always vote about it. But accordingly, I hate to break into things with someone who supports Netflix, and I understand some of them. But the bad side that I'm getting to it, that's when we worry about. It's the bad people. Some of them who is supported still didn't realize anything that this still has to give up. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be gone. The deal is going to be gone. It's still going to be here. And quarterly, what this guy actually said about Hero, Dog Boy, Luis does has a point for that. But there's 1, 2, that's Decent Dining, Decent Daniel, 3, Sky, 4, and 5. Including set 7 and 8. Including 2 of my friends that vote for that. That I went to work with. They actually vote for that. Well, not when go to the office and vote for the president. A lesson. But 10 vote. Vote actually who win this. But again, I'm not in this about points. All we care about is this, but at the same time, it does really affect a lot of people about this. I mean, streaming, you guys probably, we all probably find that, but the thing about it is, it's been raising price for very honestly. That is the point with that with leeways anything. Frenagon's Craftsman, what's going on? I'm doing good so far. And if you guys who are a fan of the 91st, I will explain to you about what's going on with Comcast. What's going on with Comcast because I mean, I don't mind Comcast a little bit because I did a research of that. I'm good. The power is out. Man, that still sucks. I mean, mine still is on. It almost so, but it still is here. Like I got this phone. It's still here. But I'm praying for you that you be safe. The power went on. Because I know a lot of people in snows. Hold on. Let me grab my shirt. Oh my God. Ow! God. Let me grab me a shirt. Sorry. I hope so too, cause I work on that too, and then I noticed that too. It's 1 week ahead by the end of the month, and I'm playing so very hard. If they do, I just hope they bring this logo back too, cause I really do miss these logos back in the day. Ever since I was little, I miss the old logos. I mean, Warner Brothers logos from the classic ones. I'll say the '90s, late '90s, 2000s, Paramount 2000s to Paramount 2002 logo, the '90s anniversary. Now here's the difference between Paramount and Netflix. Paramount actually care about it, and they're bringing back the old days. That means they're bringing back entertainment, comedy. Um, if they win this, they can bring back that. And you guys let me know. Okay, so let me explain you the nice too. The power's back on. Yeah. Oh, good. Glad you guys safe. Now, let me explain you about this about Paramount. If they win, hopefully we all wanted to because that's why my team are voting for that. Let's see, LBT, movie fan, Disney Dino. Originally Comcast, but Paramount because they're the only way they do it because in there too. But we'll spoke about this later on afterwards. Austin. Oh my goodness, who else? Friend, you, this one. Yeah, there's a lot of us vote for. There are like 8 of us versus 2 people. And I understand Kara's wants Nicholas, but sometimes people still needs to realize which one it felt for that. It felt for that, but at the same time, politics got to do with it. It's just the fact that if you ask a lot of people about that, they will probably tell you the real reason about it. And one guy actually said about it, and hey, you're making a great point. But You mentioned about the golden days of entertainment that take us back to the same folder for our childhood, but keep moving forward. Upgraded it, not get rid of it, just upgraded the cinema. We want the Dane years to be right here forever. Because we want the legacy and the history will still remain here, no matter what. But because if Paramount actually doesn't, here's the difference between Paramount bringing buying Warner Brothers and this one, Netflix. Now, we always explain about it. Everybody has been mentioned about the Snyderverse. We go back to the old days like we used to do back in the day. You know, even though I'm still up to it, you know, and I don't know what these people will say about it, about reboots, but guess I'll side with that. But I don't know how all of that's more than that. You got like What's Hour 4, you got Fridays, and you got other people, including the Mummies, Warner Combat, and few other Friends' movies they're bringing back. If they do, that means we have to bring that going to bring back. Not only for that, you got the old logo of Warner Brothers, but making Bandai of the byline, and Paramount might do the same thing and New Line too. That's why they're bringing these old actors back to return in that, but keep moving forward, offering a new original storylines, funny stuff. That's how you handle them. When you bring back stuff like Ice Cube, then bring back the funk. And I remember that I watched about this, even explaining about a couple of years ago. I remember I watched Friday Friends back then. But that's not the case. People had challenges that Warner Brothers has been treating these actors who collated it, like Snack Snyder and Ice Cube and a few other ones. But if Paramount actually buy them and to get one of these employees, I'm gonna be honest with them. I know I watched and I did see this video, and I'm gonna be honest with employees who work with Warner Brothers. I think one of you guys, or a lot of these, including a lot of these people, did it. These people, actors, dirty, and one of them actually Keenan, actually felt how they feel, and one of them actually quit. But a lot of them actually did it dirty by defending them of, you know what I mean, by treating these actors very badly and poorly when they work harder. And this is years ago. I mean, a couple of years ago, probably more than that. They've been doing it for a long time. I mean, for years. Because when they give you an idea, like Ice Cube, like he's bringing back the old comedy back. Same thing of What's Hour. The guy who directed name's Brad, actually coming back. Well, only we all knew it, then I'm starting working on that. And Jackie, you got like Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, they all wanted the movie. And we know how these people feel. That's why we trying to get this stuff going so we can bring back the golden days again. So we can bring back the same Warner, but keep moving forward for this audience that we used to know when we were younger. Because I remember the DVDs that I still had are still there. That still there. I mean, it's nothing wrong with sometimes Sweden. I mean, they still had some new movies, but the thing about it is, Netflix is still the water choice of when you're trying to making a goods and up and downs. That's something you see moving, and I expect it. I used to notice that about them years ago, but sometimes we all realize when it's become about it. I realize it until that months later that I find out about this. We all find out about this about them trying to get winners. I didn't want to believe them at first until months later, and that's why that we realize how crazy this company like Netflix did. Instead, it ruined the legacy of this movie industry that has been clean in the first place. That's the reason why, and I gotta agree with one person, because we all wanted this industry to be in the good hands and the legacy. Because without it, it'll be gone. And we cannot let this happen. Like I've said it multiple times, we cannot let this happen. Even movie fans said it. Even LVT, my friend, we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And including 7 or 8 people. That means 9 of us actually voting, including 10, few other people. We all voted about 200 us voted for Comcast. To be honest. Whoop. Here we go again. I actually did it by mistake again. Apologize for that. He's doing it every time. I'm apologize for that. So I have to put this thing on again so I can see you guys. But accordingly, they should be scared of it, and Netflix still gets madder about it. Now, let me tell you the difference about Netflix if they find it. They just want to remake it stuff, excluding Batman, Superman, DC characters, and they don't care about history. And sometimes it's still with Scooby Doo that I heard, and Godzilla. One of my friends is not happy about it. Is on Netflix because what happens that they got that the Dayers is not even there? It doesn't even make any sense. Like I understand certain people, but still, we don't. For us, we don't agree. Sure. Why these companies like Netflix making that displays apologetic missions and uncollating? That is a good question. Because they still keep pushing and make up lies. Because they keep making lies and they still keep pushing agendas. And we cannot let this stuff happen. And it makes sometimes making bad shows that people don't like. Like Fortune, that I seen it like a couple of years ago. I used to like it a little bit. But at the same time, they messed this up. I don't know why. It's like one of these characters that they messed up is undespicable disgrace. It's like they don't care about storylines and real entertainment of the characters to know it. They just care about politics for no reasons instead of them focus on entertaining it. I just don't like when they keep focus on politics when they focus on entertainment. That's the pissest part that I don't like. That is the way why that these companies like Netflix, I didn't even notice too. I mean, I used to think about that. They used to be good. Until now. Until months later. When I find out about this, how they keep doing this right now. You got because other shows that you keep pushing on genders for Netflix did. That's what the Congress is trying to tell them. And if they keep, like I said, they're going to get so much trouble for that. That's why Martina and I are voting for that. And then afterwards, we'll stick with Congress because that's why we're going to have a plan on it, you know. And I'm still trying to get my crew together. Louis Fan, Sky, and others. I was originally want my crew, the Mighty Heroes crew, together, and they always spoke about it. I have like 3 people that does agree with that, and they know about it. That's why they because the price went up, politics and anything. You got like Fortune, um, let's see, wow. You got like She-Ra and a few other shows that you're trying to push them towards kids, man. Iconic films and IPs that has been created in the first place. It doesn't even make any sense. You turn a character into in disgrace. That's what Netflix is trying to do. Is just push an agendas, and I think it's got to do with somebody else. I knew who it is, but I'm not going to mention it until further notice. You know, unless people will tell us in the releasing. But this one that Netflix is telling a lie. We all know that they don't care about theaters, man. And they don't even acquire that. Paramount did offer them more and more money than Netflix. And they beat them because Dave Snyder should stick with that instead of pick the lesser. He should have picked the greatest when they offered him more money to take care of that instead of pick the less. Like, this guy haven't learned his lesson about it. And you told him no for a reason. That's why I still think that you've been telling us that they had 1 week. So you've been mentioning about this 1 week ahead before this one. And I'm telling you, I hope they win. Because we all want it to be happen. If once we keep fighting about this, once we keep fighting about this and find out about this, I'm pretty sure we know that as great things will happen that we won't know accordingly that we know who will actually win. That somebody who had to trust, and I will have to break it down and explain this. What I meant about this, somebody has to be trusted. Meaning somebody could take care of an IPs, care about it, and yeah. This is not only one. If they really care about it, no politics. Just stick with the real storylines with the fans as we want it, and just don't push a lot of that. Just stick with real, give us a real good quantity, theaters, and get the audience what they want. That's how you handle that. This is how you handle this coming as a CEO. But I feel like when it comes to like Dave Snyder, he doesn't know how to handle it as a CEO. That is the issue that I'm freaking handed it. Like, dude, every time that you don't realize how disgraces you really are, it's like you don't realize anything. And that is the problem, man. Because the reason why that we all wanted real entertaining and good content, because if they do care, then according to a lot of these people that I've been watched, like CS, the director, and and I gotta agree with him. When he has to win, sometimes a dude doesn't win him, but at the same time, people still need to wake up. The stockholder shareholders also need to needs to wake up, and they need to realize not only they need to wake up, but they need to realize how mistakes that you've been listening to it if you want to get more whisper. Like offer you more money, you need to realize about Mad Progress, about the greatest and rants. That is the need to realize. When you need to trust somebody is offer you, the more money they offer, more risk you get being. That is you need to be realize everything. But focus on this one, I gotta say. I still think we might have a chance, but Netflix wants to remake some lot of stuff to make affect a lot of fans that didn't want it this. Like, and it's not the actor's fault. I feel like some of these actors you trying to ruin the characters to affect the fans that has been created in this iconic franchise in the first place. That is the reason why that Netflix, want to push agendas right now. It doesn't make any sense. Like they keep ruining it. They keep ruining it. Then has been. I know some of them still good, but for me and my team, my friends, other Money Heroes members, we're not. I'm sorry. Like you guys know how I feel about this because we just want the stuff that came back from the first, but we'll keep moving forward. And we're going to see, and I'm going to still continue on this until it really happens, until Federal, the DOJ, and the government, we hear from them. And still people think it is over, and it is really freaking not. Like my friends been talking about this. Even though I've been talked to members of mine, Money Heroes members, that was going to have a meeting about this. It's gonna have to do one more before I start doing it. But that is the point. What I'm trying to say is, if we're going to start get this movie industry back to the golden days like we used to have, then we have to keep fighting. We have to go and swing and keep fighting. If we want this to stop that really too rampant. If once we keep fighting and go on swing against them to tell any about this truth about what they actually do, we can. I know it's gonna happen. That's why we don't want no politics in this. And sometimes some people sometimes doesn't mind with politics. And once they do it right, because I know sometimes it's focused on comments, but at the same time that For us, it keeps a fat a lot of us. It keeps a fat a lot of us. I'm going to be honest with you. It keeps a fat a lot of us, and it keeps a lot of the general audience that, like us, who's been doing it, who've been watching movies for decades. Especially Warner Brothers has been off getting away, and I know they're going to make some money. All they got to do is make some more money, and hopefully by March, they got 1 week, so that's 1 week to go. And hopefully by March next week, I guarantee it's going to happen. As long as we keep fighting and find to prove what Netflix is making excuse and make them mad about this, trying to be cheated very much for what they cause. Because I feel like Netflix is making an excuse and they dare to get so mad about it. And they really dare to get so mad about it. Like, this doesn't even make any sense, man. Well, I want to say make any sense, but this is ridiculous. I will say. I just don't understand about it. That is the issue that a lot of us having with the interchange stuff, and nowadays that is the fact a lot of people when it comes to Netflix buying Warner Brothers. It's affect them. Like it's really affect a lot of them. Like I don't get it. Like I don't understand how things are getting glorious from the fans. Like we all spoke about it twice, and we're gonna keep doing it until we hear from the venerable DOJ and the Justice Department and the governor who run things that find out who is actually really trust. I don't mean mainly trust, and I mean who can actually real trust it and pick the winner who can really trust people with this company like WB and Warner Brothers. Also Warner Bros. I said WB and Warner Brothers same time. But trusted them that he can take care of them and get the fans what they want and genuine audience. And if you guys excited for Godzilla and Mortal Kombat, you know, it's a fact a lot of people that is gonna get their hands on that by theaters. Like people would have preferred going to that, but doesn't mean that we actually said that we rather stay home and watch that. Like I have friends that I work with, they still going to the DVDs and buy DVDs. I mean, they're all older than me. Some of them was same age, some of them year older, and a lot of them, almost everything people is older than me. They still buy DVDs and we still watch cinema, but it's free. Back then, it used to be cost like a cent, but now it's $1. But you know, it doesn't stop us who where we are. But the point is, the point that I'm trying to get is before we start heading off. I just hope that somebody who's in charge of this actually can give us a good information of this, and we're going to still continue on this until we hear the government, until we hear about this a real confirmation. Even though we know that they have 1 week, and I know Paramount will actually win this, we just gotta fight for this. Because I feel like the actor, it makes me very disappointed right now that wants to go on to this because it is a penguin. He does has a point because when you're trying to buy it and trying to see the deers and think that you're trying to get rid of the deers has been created for the first place. And I will show you guys. It's been collating for decades since then. This is not a win. It's been collating for years. And let me show you this. I'll share screen with you guys so you guys will understand. For a real entertainment. And Netflix, make it that way. I know they actually make up lies. I know they said it because this is how Paramount doesn't even really care about. This is also collating in New York. So, here he is. It's been collated since 19... But I actually believe it's actually 1874. But they said theaters is actually being collated in 1896. New Atlanta, Boston, and then Radio Nickelodeon. I didn't know Nickelodeon is that time. But yeah, theaters have been collated for years. If you know the truth about it, that's how Paramount cares about it because they came here alongside with them. Yes, Paramount must win. Go Paramount. I totally agree. I mean, there is like a lot of us who vote for that, and 7 of them who vote for Netflix. But for a lot of us, I have friends that had to swing there. They also vote for Paramount because me and Sky been talking a while back. If they may happen, because we're gonna have a discussion about this. Because I had thought in my head about this project. I still think that we might have they will win this. If, like I said, once we keep fighting for this, and once we keep fighting for this and find the lies that Netflix did and reported this to, and I know they want, and I know that the Congress and the DOJ and the governor wants our views and know how we feel about this, because we just don't want the details to be gone. We don't want the stuff like the IPs, franchise, physical media to be gone. They know how we feel about this because we had issue. Like, for Netflix, they realize that if you break in a wall, you're going to get so much trouble for that. They realize anything, but at the same time, they're still breaking the law. And again, we're not into this politics, but at the same time, it's been freaking bothering us. It's really bothering us a lot. Like, literally bothering us. This is what we care about is physical media, sometimes streaming. I mean, we don't mind streaming because you know how it is. As long as it's going well. But Tubi actually saved Cartoon Network that I heard. But if Paramount and Tubi, because I know my friends been come up with something. Tubi actually saved Cartoon Network to make it free. Because they did a lot more than Netflix. Because if Paramount and Tubi actually teaming, and I understand it actually owned by Fox. But if they're actually teaming up together, make it free. I want to sign with Blockbusters. Still was thinking to bring that. Then to buy out Warner's, it would be water makes sense. And then after that, and then after they bought Warner's, they can still continue buying, get merged up with Comcast. So I'm pretty sure then in the future, because we can go back to the old days like it used to be. The golden age like we used to be. Because we know that if once we keep fighting and find a Belville, why is that Netflix told? Because I know that they're going to get so much trouble for this. Because, again, they're making, it's just excusing why is that Netflix and these people who support Netflix, well, the bad side, not a good side. Some of them, maybe some of them, not a lot of them, but some of them. But the bad side I'm talking about, the toxic bad side of the people who support Netflix. Now some of them that still is bad. Yeah, they're in trouble. Netflix is really in trouble because every time they're breaking a law and they're still making lies. Now, you guys probably know James Cameron. James Cameron, who directed Avatar, does has a point about this of data years. It was disaster. Merging between Netflix and Warner Brothers will be disaster. And I gotta agree with him because it will turn into a nightmare. And we've been saying it for months. Well, we've been saying it like weeks and weeks and weeks, and that's why it's gonna affect them. The reason why it's going to turn into a nightmare because it's gonna affect the reputation and it's gonna affect a lot of these fans and audience that it's gonna cause them to go on strike and going against them for buying it up their money. And that's why they're changed. Sometimes streaming, you don't mind streaming, but you cannot actually force people for that, for your descriptions. They cannot afford that. Blazing Pines is so disgrace. Disaster, I mean. It's very disaster right now for what Netflix is actually going to do. Because when I'm telling you, we cannot let this stuff happening. That's why we keep going straight against them because we're keep fighting them, and we're gonna keep fighting them. And once we keep fighting them to get the golden days back again, like we used to do. If they can bring back knowledge, once you bring back the golden days like we used to have back then. Like I miss the golden days. Like if they can bring if Paramount and but Mercer with Paramount and Warner Brothers would have been making a 4 decades of history. You guys don't even know to research that because you haven't been worked up the hits called history. Warner Brothers and Paramount has been doing this for a long time, since the 80s. It would have been 40 years of history up between them. Like I'm serious right now. It would have been a 40 years of history because they've been doing it since 1980s. They've been collaborating it with movies. That's the reason why that some of these people from the bad side who support Netflix needs to suck it up and deal with it. Because I'm sorry, but Netflix and Warner Brothers will be disaster, and they're not gonna blame that knowledge back. They're gonna keep making it by bringing sometimes Scooby Doo. But if they're gonna do exactly the same thing with Velma that my friends has been starting wank on, yeah, it's going to affect them very much. It's going to affect them. Even though I don't mind dark. But if they're going to ruin it and mess their characters up, instead of stick with Wolf, Fred, and character and material enough, instead of them doing it, it's going to affect a lot of them. People are very upset, and yeah, I feel like Paramount would have done it better than them, because this is reason why they need to stick with a characterized knowledge material. They would have done it better. Because think about it. Scooby Doo in 2002 and 2008 version of that does better than this one. Because if I was the director, I would have done it better. I would have probably done it better than these guys. Difference. And bring back the knowledge back. Stick with the character in the minds. Look at the show and stick with the character ways. Storylines. Make sure it's right. That's what they need to do. You know, sometimes I don't mind dark. Yeah. I know it's going to happen because people is starting to really get really pissed about it. This is the reason why they prefer Paramount more. But I'm serious because we cannot let this stuff happen. And I know I said it multiple times, but at the same time, it's been bothering me so many times because people in this comment like the four, okay, channel man, this dude doesn't know how to shut up, and you got the nerd, and this dude got the nerd to tell James Cameron to shut up for this one. How about this dude needs to mind his business? That's what he needs to do instead of him run his mouth. Cause I feel like this dude needs to get blocked, man. Because every time that you don't realize that it has to be in a gun, you think it's over. It's not even over like you think you could. Like the full Kato thinks is over, man. Like it hasn't been going through the government. It hasn't been doing by the Justice Department. Like I'm dead freaking serious about this. Like this dude, I feel like when it comes to a lot of the stuff out there's, they still think it's over. It's not even over because we still haven't been seeing it. Because that's why I've been working on this week's search on this video, and it hasn't been going towards to the DOJ. And according to that one, it has to be by the federal and DOJ and the government. And as I'm going to keep repeating this and continuing this, not for me, but all of us had to be continuing this until we want it. When we want it. We want the golden days. We want the golden days on entertainment. We want quality. We want the IPs will be in good hands. We want the company that actually could trust it. You know, a lot of us vote for Paramount. But at first, I didn't realize anything. You know, when I first heard about it months ago, it being excited for that, I couldn't agree with it. And then I didn't actually pick Netflix. I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally picked MGM a few months later on, and then I realized Paramount has a bigger budget. I never picked Netflix because at the time, months ago, we don't know how the fans is gonna be felt. And see, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be felt a lot of fans about this. And guess what? They always felt it. Months later now, months later, this is how the fans will go off. This is how general audience fans. This is how it's gonna affect a lot of fans. Like now. Like they affect them now. And people is going crazy. Before that, Paramount actually came first before them. Because once I started realizing everything a little bit, because again, we didn't know how the fans was gonna feel about this. Because we know one person actually spoke about it, and that is Steve. He's on that one. He knows. Everybody knows. Movie fan knows. Sky knows. LBT knows. I mean, sometimes it's still an up and downs. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we just don't trust them with Warner Brothers because they don't know what they're doing. Because if you're going to break the law and mess up, it's going to cause Netflix to get in trouble. More worse and more or less trouble. Actually, lots of trouble. That's why I've been saying this. It's going to affect a lot of people, like what it has now. And before that, I said a while back, before I realized everything, how it's going to affect them. Because they're still going to be in streamers, but we don't know how with that. I had two people that I was talking to a while back, IT, characters on there who vote for that, and we who vote for Netflix. I personally voted MGM. I never vote for them. I personally voted MGM. Because Warner Brothers had their library. That's why I never vote for them. And then I started realize, you know what? I'll go back to Paramount and realize everything. Because it makes me realize everything. Because they had a bigger budget. And they care about it so much more. They care about so much more than, hey, everybody probably know. And we said it multiple times. Why they care about it. They care about us, and people think they don't care because of politics. They got it all messed up, and they wrong about it, and I disagree. And second, they're also wrong too. They do care about it because look how Sonic movie they did. It makes a lot of money. That's why it proves they had a bigger budget. Tom Top Gun, and the other ones. They make a bigger budget. Look, I didn't want to believe that too, not once, but sometimes they made a mistake on that. At least they managed it to fix it, to get rid of that stuff, to restore it to clean houses. And I got to settle to see on this one because this is the reason why he been watching it, because I said it multiple times. And I know he been watching my swings too by now. Because we noticed about this. I've been saying it. We all know this day people need to realize everything. People needs to realize everything that we're trying to say it for weeks. Like weekends. Every weekends. Like we trying to say that. We've been trying to say that a lot of times on this one, and it still keep freaking doing it. Think it is over. It is not over. It has to be by the DOJ and the federal and the government. It has to be by the people who can really trust it. And the stockholders, and I know they wanted money, a lot of them to be with. And once they pick the people who trust, then also they will get more to be with. Because it'd be a lot different. You guys probably know that Paramount offered more, that the stock shareholders will get more than Netflix when they offered them 72 months of billions bucks. That's the reason why that Paramount actually bidder more this one. Even though I had to agree sometimes with Vince, but still, Netflix still changed. They changed. According to a lot of few people that I watch, like see as the director, they changed up their modeling. And they don't care about it but politics. And again, even though I don't freaking like about politics like I used to, but now we screwing done with this politics stuff, man. Because they still doing it with this politics, like Netflix. Like I still don't like it. Go Paramount, you guys said. And don't worry, if once we keep fighting about this, I'm pretty sure that we might have that Paramount might be a chance to buy it and win this deal. And once we keep fighting, then they might have a chance to win, to save this from disaster of this wasted of disaster of this, because we cannot let this happen. If once we doing it, we can bring back the golden days again, like we used to have. That's that they care about it is knowledge. Bringing back the golden days, like we used to have. And I'm playing the god right now that something tell me from far, far away from the future that they see it and we might know what's going to happen. And I hope Paramount win it because, like I said, we all want it to be happen. Not only that, that you guys been mentioning about the games, we don't want them to mess with that too. It's going to affect them too. The DVDs, Blu-ray, and also the consoles too. People prefer consoles more than this because it's going to affect a lot of them. It's going to affect a lot of them. Yeah, so Netflix should be scared a lot too, because they've been warned so many times about this, and I literally said is their nightmares has already been the beginning. And I said this earlier, the night that their nightmares has already been the beginning, like it has now. And they should have never thought about saying this right now, but they have. If they haven't kept it to themselves and keeping that private, well, not just private, if they haven't kept it to themselves and let the people, instead of them worry about politics, that we find out about this now, they wouldn't have to worry about it. But no, we also need to know what happened about it. This is what happens when Netflix should have had kept it to themselves and learned the common sense for the action, for the consequences for the action. It's like the same thing when it goes to WB. The CEO needs to learn his common sense for himself for right this anyway. It's like never learning this common sense, man. They never learn common sense, especially Netflix. This is the reason why the nightmares is coming for them like they has now, because they should never thought about this, making this excuse wise and tell the truth. And but instead, Netflix is still making excuses and lies because people that we all sing that is according to the witnessness of fans that we all seen about this. We all know that's a lie that Netflix told. And according to the CEO of Netflix, he also make up lies too. Like I'm serious. Like the guy make up lies. Like we care about its physical meaning. We care about fans, entertainment that we go and watch it on. That's why we had whites to criticize. Criticize and hate is different. It's not the same, it's a difference. The criticize is the penguin and people is hating the hate. That's the difference between them. That's the reason why that we're gonna still continue in this until that. And once we keep fighting for this, that's what we hope. But yeah, I'm gonna have that done. You probably know it. It is probably night, but I'm at. But we will still continue in this. Originally, I was going to do it on Saturdays because of this. Um, sorry, because this film that I'm doing is for the anniversary, for the Power Rangers anniversary I've been doing yesterday or 2 days ago. And I've been working this so much for hours to get this thing done. I've been working hard. So we're still gonna tune this on Saturday, but sometimes think that but yeah, let's get this shout out to when you guys. Shout out to Hero Boy Luis. Shout out to Carius King. Shout out to Carius. For the consequence man, what's going on? And shout out to him. Shout out to the rest of you guys. Easy why you guys are the greatest because you support buying your content reviews. Well, we don't do podcasts until Wednesdays and Fridays. But reason why you guys are the greatest is if you want to know that you supported that all the time, even though we've been discussing about that. Yeah, when we release it right now. I'm sorry, you guys. What is it? I think I misunderstand. Yeah, it's night when I'm at. It's really night when I'm at. But anything else you want to answer the question for, Hannah? There are other stuff too. We're gonna get to it later on. Oh man, I'm fat. Before we start, and enough. What's the sponsor for the and enough for that? Before we start and enough, obviously, um, everybody thinks Disney is gonna buy it, but I don't know how to feel about this, but I don't think it's never gonna happen. But no, it's not, because again, it's never gonna happen. And you know my friends for that one. Um, yeah, I just heard that they actually aspire by that. I just want Comcast or University to buy Fox 20th Century Fox and just bring it back. Because if they do, they probably let's see, 2019. So how much 2019 might was? Yeah, so I heard like some of these people. Sorry, I'm just weird. Oh, there we go. 7 years. So it is 7. So hopefully that Comcast actually bought it, Fox too, because that's another reason I need to talk about it. Um, yeah, the reason why Comcast, but I rather universally to buy Fox because I think they would have been a lot better than Disney. No offense, because Disney has been worse since Bob Iger came along, and before they bought Fox, even though Disney did really good from back in the day, and this is a real true story. Back in the 80s, we got this guy, and I'll show you this. This is before Fox merged with Fox and MGM. You probably know I'm a huge MGM fan, but the reason why I'm saying that because even though there it is. Yeah, way before this, MGM, Disney, and been working together since then, and then they split it up. And And this is before, way before they bought Fox. But I wanted one from University about it better. The new CEO CC Bilateral will be worse for Disney. Yeah, because Bob Iger has been worked together for 20 years. And I don't know if you noticed that. He's been worked for Disney. If you go to my friend's stream about this, they would actually tell you about it because they are biggest fan of dinosaurs and they know about Disney too. If you ask them about it, if you go on my friend's scene about it, they probably can tell you about it. Like I've been in one of my friend's streams twice, like a lot of times too, because they know. Let's see. Here we go. Friend swing. Oh damn it. But yeah, if you guys go in there and watch it, you probably know what to do. But that's one of my friends stream about that. Um, but yeah, that's basically the truth. He actually just I don't know why they sure got this guy years ago, because he would have done better than by Iger. The new CDO should have been hired. I don't know why they should have hired this guy 20 years ago. Because Bob Iger should never been a part of this, even though he's the biggest fan of it as a kid. But the new CEO should have done it better than Bob Iger. Because Bob Iger has been working together for 20 years. And I didn't know it about him very much, Audrey, until a couple years later on. You know, when I find out about this in the Power Rangers comment, the guy who's sold Power Rangers, and find out about this, this is the reason why it was him. Not only that, my friends and I have been talking about this whole season, and yes, I'm a huge fan of superheroes like that, Power Rangers. And also, this were the likes to Disney. But I'm very, very, very disappointed. And I actually glad that this guy hasn't gone because, you know, my friend's very disappointed that they got rid of Donald King, US, and replace him with that too because this is the reason why University, we've been talking about a lot of stuff too because of what has been going on behind the scenes with Disney. And this is not the Disney that we used to know. Disney used to be different, that we all knew, that people used to go to Disneyland all the time and go to see some bring back magical place. I miss the old days when Disney used to be different and cared about the fans and kids about magic, believe in magic, dream about magic. This how you think. This is the Disney that we used to know. That handled things before that one. Now the guy passed away who is actually the family of Walt Disney nephew, who passed away back in '09. And yeah, this is gonna be really worse. And I feel bad about this, and because it's been going on. I never met the guy in myself. I mean, I did see the heard of him once as a kid, but at the time I was just a kid then because we don't realize. But I remember watched all Disney movies, Pit Star, and the other ones, especially Wally, Toy Story 1 and 2, and Cars, Monster Inc., Lion King, Air Buddies, Snow Buddies, the puppies, Disney golden puppies that time, and Mikey. Those are the those that I really introduced from Disney movies when I was little. I was 4 when I first watched that movie. You know what? I used to dream about being star. That time I never get a chance to. I just wish I had a chance, but but we miss the old days. If anything's happened, if it does really happen, if Paramount actually wins it, and I hope, we all hope, that we could go back to the golden days that stuff used to be good from beginning, the same from beginning before it really happens. But keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, make stuff looks better again from beginning. That's why we also think about this. You know, that's why this new CEO is definitely cleaning us because I know a lot of people's been talking about AI. So yeah, we're still gonna continue on that. Shout out to the rest of you guys. It's night when I'm at. Whoa, sorry. It snows when I'm at, and I gotta take a picture afterwards. But yeah, literally, yeah, it snows when I'm at. But yeah, we're gonna start in this off, even though it is night when I'm at. If I do have a chance, I will definitely will go on. And again, Weezy Wine, in a sense, because it's even night when I'm at. Even though I probably had busy, because sometimes I'll have work and I gotta start making more videos, put it weighing on. But I will start making videos about exercise and stuff, but you probably know. So yeah, I would definitely in the swing because again, I really gotta get some Bluetooth West. Maybe if I had some energy drink or coffee or something, I will stay all night. Do you do re-sign in the state? What do you mean? Well, I'm living Maryland, so I'm living the East Coast. I'm living Maryland, like I said. Far away with that, I'm living Maryland. It's night over there because we had different time zones. You know that. So yeah, yeah. Because so why is so that's why it's night. Yeah, because it's a time zone. It's a time zone. People call it day and night, and we learn about it in class. When it's day, it's night. It's time zone over the states too. When we live different zones of each land of each countries, that's why it's called time zone of daylight saving from each part. It depends when you live on and when you travel to. When it's day over here, the time is way behind here too. That's the reason why when I'm at, that's why it's night over here when I'm at. And I know a lot of the people who's live in different state from West Coast, middle or something. The time swing behind it, or they're probably on top of that too. That's why it's night. So yeah, that's the reason why it is night. Because I live in the East Coast. It's night over there when I'm at. East Coast is based on night too. If you won't notice about time zone, you know what the difference is if you find out about this. So yeah, yeah, like I said, it was night. It's night water beer. It's very late at night. I gotta get some sleep because even though I gotta start working out to do, and I still gotta lose the weight again. I never get a chance to exercise. Well, I eventually will. So yeah, I'll end this podcast. But shout out to you guys. Thanks to you guys, Watson Air, and reason why you guys are there because you support. And we know we keep fighting things and discussion about this whole situation about Hollywood. And I know we keep talking about Netflix so many times, but and again, it's been bothering me when people making it when they're not seeing people in this comments all the time. And they think it's over and it's eventually not because it hasn't been good and the Congress actually told Netflix no. That's why they needed did a lot of research of that instead of them randomly told them that it's a lie, that it's really not. That's why they you can't believe them these days. So yeah, we're gonna still continue on this next week. We got 1 week to go, so hopefully we know a conference about this. If we know about this, we'll probably know it's about next Saturday and Sunday swing. Hopefully my friends will probably be there about that. So yeah. This is your host, Shamar Lawrence. They call me Shamer. Friends call me Shamer all the time. About 2 to 3 years ago. Actually, it's 3 years from when I met these guys. But here we go. Catch you guys later on. And I'll catch you guys next time on part 10. Otherwise, we'll be parking one or it could be another swing. Now, catch you guys later on. And peace.